Hello, my friends across the world. It is a beautiful day, a wonderful time to be alive, a wonderful time to be blowing the joy and the love of God, the joy and the love which we can receive from our infinite source, our infinite mind, and begin to express today. And so I really want to ask you, do you have all of the love and the joy and the peace that you want in your life? And if you're having problems in one of these areas, right down below there is a comment section. You can write me and ask me questions about it, about anything that I say on here. You can argue with me about it. You can make comments pro or con. And I would encourage you to do that. It's a good exercise for us both. It helps me and my channel, and it help you, and you may get the answer to your question. Because, like I say, every day I spend time, lots of time, asking questions myself of my infinite mind source, of that power which is running to and fro within me. That power is running to and fro all through our body. The power and the energy of God, divine mind, providing all answers. All we have to do is just ask, and we can receive all of those. And so I spend time doing that. I spend time receiving inspiration. And so I may very well already have the answer to your question, but if I don't, when I go back into that time of being alone with God, alone with our source, divine mind, I can present that question, get that answer, and tell you how you go about it, how you go about achieving your dreams. I want to tell you how to go about achieving your dreams. I have often asked the question. I never did really get a very good answer from a lot of people. I'll say, what is your, and I'll use the word wildest, I might should pick another word, but I say, what is your wildest dream? Or what is your greatest dream? And a lot of times I don't get a very good answer because I guess they just do not understand the question or something. But what are your greatest dreams today? I'm really interested in knowing what those dreams are, and what your plans are, and what your interests are. Let me know those things and ask me questions about the things that I'm saying. But right now, we need to realize that all of these answers are already present in the now. Every day we have all of the answers ready and waiting. And every day we have all the peace and the joy and the love which we could ever hold. It's already there in the now. It's already walking to and fro within us. We can touch the hem of his garment because the hem of his garment is flowing through us all the time. And every breath that we breathe and every atom of our body, that hem of Jesus' garment is there. And if we but touch it, and we can touch it because it's right there with us all the time. We can be raised up out of depression and fear. Depression and fear are only superstitions which we have trained ourselves to believe in. That is, that we believe that there's a necessity of it, that there has to be periods in our life when we're depressed and other periods when we're happy. We train ourselves to believe that there has to be things we're frightened and fearful of, and then other times when we're not, when we're on solid ground and not fearful or frightened about anything. But it is a great superstition and false idea, a great counterfeit, that we have to be afraid of anything, or that we have to be going into a period, a down cycle of depression, or a down cycle of fatigue, or a down cycle of lack of energy, because the peace and the joy is actually the same and abundantly present as oxygen and air and the ocean. There's just as much love, peace, and joy as there is air and water in the ocean. And we need to realize that. And since the substance, substance is eternal and infinite, And substance is that which cannot be changed. Substance is that which you cannot cut through it, and you cannot divide out, and you cannot make it less than what it is. It is infinite, and there's an impossibility of making it smaller or weaker or less able. And the substance then that we proceed out of is infinite and overwhelmingly solid. We proceed out of our life is grounded in and comes out of a solid, overwhelming substance that cannot be interfered with. Once we realize that, we cannot be interfered with. We absolutely cannot be have destruction come upon us, or problems that would overwhelm us, or any of these things. Since we've come out of those things, and we're that way too, we can begin any time to benefit from this knowledge and awareness. And so I would encourage you now, to realize there is no weakness within us. We have imagined this, but it is merely superstition, not properly dealt with. 1 second, get into now and realize that 1 second of real awareness of our true source and our real substance will produce a true and solid peace and tremendous energy and healing power over any illness or low feeling. We're made out of substance. We're made out of that which is solid. We're made out of that which is full of peace. We were created out of that. We were created by a substance which is solid and infinite and inseparable, and we are therefore inseparable from substance. We are inseparable from God. We proceed out of God, and His life is with us, and in Him we live and move and have our being, and it's impossible to separate out our being and our soul from the being and soul of God. We are one and the same, and only our mortal way of thinking, which is a limited way of thinking, you take everything such as limited thinking, such as superstitions, such as just general lack of knowledge, such as just general lack of awareness. You put that all those things together, that is mortal. That is referred to as mortal mind, rather than infinite mind. Our source is an infinite mind, but these other things are finite minds, which we've allowed to creep in. We have an infinite mind, but we've allowed these little sub-minds to creep into our way of thinking and live in our bodies, and they begin to talk to us and tell us that we're limited and fearful. And if we believe that, then we're turning from what we really are and turning to something that somebody has told us we are. So we need to stop turning to those things which people have told us we are. Maybe when you were in school, they told you, well, you just don't have the ability, to be anything great. You just need to go get you some simple trade or something, spreading plaster or something, and just some simple trade, because you don't have the ability to really go into anything where you would really be able to affect a lot of people for good or anything like that. Maybe you were told that, and so you believe that clear back from junior high or high school, and you let that is a little mortal mind that has been created by somebody, counselor or teacher or something, that has been placed within you, and you're buying into it. You're continually buying into it. You're saying, yeah, I know, I really can't do that. I see this opportunity of this great business, this wonderful business that I would just love to be in that business. And I know where I can go and get the money, the investment and everything. And but after all, I was told I could not do great things. And so I'm just afraid. I'm afraid of stepping out on that limb and and making that investment, putting my signature on that and my life on the line, as it were. I'm just afraid of taking a chance because my ability, I just don't know about my ability. I'm fearful about my ability. Well, that's a little small, mortal, superstitious mind. And you need to go into the reflection, get you a room where you can go and be alone and the reflection and meditative mood and begin to ask your source, what is my real ability? What is my real creativity? What is my real power? And are you going to stay with me and give me ideas and inspiration? And whoa, Lord, it's going to pour out upon you. Stay with me, man. It's going to pour out upon you. All of that inspiration, and you'll have 3 or 4 large journals there, and you'll fill them all up in a day or two of all the inspiration answers that have come. Oh, yes, I am your infinite source, and I am going to blow these answers and this power and this creative ability like you can't believe, because you come and ask me for that, and you promise to be grateful for it. I'm going to pour it out upon you. You're going to have the creative ability to reach all your dreams, and you're going to be able to, I want to go into a chant right now about all the power of God. But yes, He's going to give you those answers, and you'll be able to buy that business, and you'll be able to succeed in it. You'll be able to go back to college and take those courses you need. You'll be able to go back, and if you want to go into a profession, whatever it may be, a business profession, or a teaching profession, or a medical profession of some sort, or a lawyer, or whatever, and you want to go back and do that, you have the creative ability to do that. Go back 4 to 6 years, whatever you need to do, and it'll just breeze by just like that, and that creative power will just carry you on through. Whoa, Lord, I think about all the times when that great, marvelous energy come upon me, and just stayed with me and carried me through. Just picks me up and carries me through. Oh, boy, I mean, it's like, now, what is one example of the way it carries you through is all of a sudden, you become so interested in an area that you can't think about anything else. You know, you have a particular subject that you can't think about anything else. Oh, you want to know everything about that subject. You study the history of that subject. You study everybody that's in that profession. You study everything about that, and you can't get enough of it. Well, in the natural, that wouldn't happen. You'd get bored, and you'd want to move on to the next thing. Other things that come up in your life, you would, anything from your love life to your wanting to just go out and have fun, or travel, or go to a tour, a nice resort area, or things like that, fishing or whatever, will come up. But when this power comes across you and this inspiration comes, none of that even affects you at all. Your mind is just honed in, and you're just so interested. It's like a dying man, a man dying of thirst. You can't get enough of that subject. That's how he comes and works. When you ask him for the inspiration to do that, and you'll be carried, because you'll be so much more interested in that subject than any other person who is going through that. And so you'll just fly ahead because you've got the strong interest, and you've got the inspiration, and you've got the stamina, and you've got the stress-free nature that can stay with something and see it to the finish. And our infinite source God gives you that. That's that power that flows. Oh, let's stand up and dance and chant how powerful God is, how powerful our infinite mind is, how much He can flow in us, and how much our dreams are going to come true, and how we can live that life we want to live. We can have a nice enough house that we'll be able to love people by having guests over, many, and have meetings and have teachings and have get-togethers that will be productive as far as affecting this world. We'll be able to have meetings to change the world and all, and we'll have a house that will accommodate that and all the accoutrements. And I'll talk to you tonight on the nightcap.